Sean O'Connell, Ray Couture, Katie Floyd.
I still don't think they'd be that big on it.
Kayla Harrison in the red, Cindy Dandois, the Belgian, in the black and gray. 2 judokas. One of them has 2 Olympic gold medals. Harrison in the southpaw stance. Motion around the outside of the smart cage by Cindy Dandois.
Kayla just stalking, trying to cut off the cage, looking for her opportunity to clinch.
Body kick there from Kayla Harrison, and a straight left. Dandois dives for a low single. Bowled over by Kayla Harrison. Dandois trying to control the arms of Kayla. Closes her guard, does Dandois. And this is where Harrison is a real problem for anybody. Her ground and pound is as good as you will see in this sport. Watch as she moves the defense and puts emphatic power behind every strike. Compromising the posture of Cindy Dandois, and the left hand comes down.
There's the pass. Cross-side position now by Harrison. Just gonna step over the leg, look for face-up crucifix.
And that's the thing, it's not only her ground and pound, her position is so sharp. You rarely see her lose position once she gets on top. She is pounding away already on Dandois.
Keep stepping over that.
She's going into that
topside triangle.
Yeah, she's looking for that side triangle, it seems. Dandois able to get her arm out of there.
Harrison regrips, repositions, hunkers down. Now knee on belly.
She's so strong, but some of that strength comes because she's never out of position.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
Oh.
And Cindy Dandois is able to flip over Kayla Harrison and says, no thank you.
Yep, her hips got a little too high, went over her head. Dandois was able to feel that and rolled her temporarily.
Dandois is a savvy veteran, far more experienced in the sport of mixed martial arts than Kayla Harrison is.
You know, she said something interesting. She said, you know, so many people have lost before they've even gotten in there with Harrison. That's not going to be the case with me. She feels she offers something a little bit different than other people that Harrison has faced. So far, she's hanging in there.
Closes the guard again. Cindy Dandois hanging on the head, trying to control the posture of Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison has 1 minute to clinch the #1 seed. If not, Larissa Pacheco will hang on to the #1 spot. 90 seconds remain here in the first round. Harrison stands up out of the guard. Kicking at the legs of Cindy Dandois. Oh. There comes a big left hand.
Love how Kayla uses her hips. She got her head up, brought her hips in, controlled those feet.
And to the
now,
mouth.
full mount.
More ground and pound from Kayla Harrison. Controlling the position here once again.
40 seconds in the first period.
Uh-oh. Kayla doing a good job of controlling that wrist and pounding away with her free hand.
And now she's passed.
She might be trying to set up an arm bar.
There it is.
There it is. She sits over. Will the barrier stop her from laying back on it? As Dandois walks out, she actually gives Kayla the space. And there is the tap. Kayla Harrison armbar. Cindy Dandois hyperextends that elbow. Quick 6 for Kayla Harrison. But interestingly enough, Randy and Kenny, not quick enough to give her the #1 seed. We had just passed that standpoint in the fight where Larissa Pacheco had been guaranteed the #1 spot. Kayla Harrison armbars Cindy Dandois, who's still holding her arm after that hyperextension. USA versus New Zealand, grappler versus striker. Main event underway, two southpaws squaring off. Harrison claims the center of the cage. Genah Fabian circling to her left.
Yeah, both ladies trying to judge that distance. Kayla looking for her way to get on the inside. And of course, Fabian trying to use those long limbs to keep Harrison from getting on the inside.
Randy, we talk about commitment as Kayla Harrison commits to closing that distance and presses Genah Fabian up against the cage. Right now, because of pandemic conditions, to get back into New Zealand, you need a permit, an invitation. Genah Fabian, as of today, doesn't have one. She came here to fight. She might have to do her training camp here for the championship bout. To be determined if she can get back into her home country.
Wow, I mean, that's amazing. The things that are going on right now, pretty crazy. Kayla got right where she wants to be. Let's see what she can do with this clinch. You see Genah doing a good job of keeping Kayla's hips away from her. She's got to have that power, those hips up under her. She wants to throw her, trip her, or knock her down.
Yeah, Genah's got to be careful giving too much space between the back of her legs and the cage. That's where Harrison's going to look for those inside trips.
Kayla trying to get an angle, capture those hips. Genah doing a great job of repummeling and not letting her get that position.
Kayla's just staying patient, trying to chip away with little short shots to the body, looking for potential.
Here's a high body lock. Kayla looking to change directions.
Lands in side control. Kayla Harrison goes right to work. First round almost halfway gone. And Harrison has Genah Fabian flat on her back.
Yeah, this is not where Genah wants to be, and Kayla will quickly advance into mount here if she's able to create some space on that far side.
There's the mount.
Steps into the mount here. Laces her legs. Still more than 2 minutes remaining in round #1. That's a long time to have somebody like Kayla Harrison mounted.
Kayla working her way up to high mount now. Started out low mount, bind in. Just kind of got half high and half low. Oh, here's an arm attempt. Here it comes. She's going to soften her up with some hammer fists. Genah does a nice job of getting out of that and getting that arm free.
Yeah, she did a good job of turning towards that arm and pulling that elbow into her body.
Fabian doing her best to survive here. Ground and pound to soften up the guard from Kayla Harrison. Plants a foot on the mat. More left hands from the top.
Full high mount
Now
now.
a flurry. Big right hands coming down. Genah Fabian in a tough spot. Can't get her hips back down to the ground. Right, left, right, left, right, left for Kayla Harrison. Flattens out Genah Fabian straight to her belly. And she's got that wrist handcuffed. Referee stepping in close. Genah Fabian in big trouble here. That will be enough. 1 minute left in the first round, and Kayla Harrison once again puts her opponent away. Ground and pound for the win. Kayla Harrison, championship bound.
So a break from the men's competition, and we will get back to that with 3 more title belts on the line as Kayla Harrison gets back inside the cage for her 3rd professional fight as she steps away from the world of judo. And right off the bat, Charneski going with the striking, but she's going to take some heavy kicks and a nice judo toss right off the bat.
Nice headlock.
Wow.
Charneski thought her striking was better and that her top jiu-jitsu game was better, but that's definitely not where she's at right now.
She's found herself in a world of hurt with a two-time Olympic gold medalist in the full mount.
She's looking for it.
Trying to minimize the damage. Moriel Charneski now in the red trunks on the bottom.
I would like to go to a higher mount if I was Kayla.
Kayla binding in on those legs to keep her hips in position and not allow Moriel to hip over.
Oof. That is not a good place.
Nope, that is definitely not
A
someplace.
lot of power. That's how she won the last time.
Kayla's just sitting down and raining down heavy leather. This could end quickly if Moriel Charneski cannot find a way out of this.
Gotta watch out. She's definitely leaving her arms up there.
There we go. She's grabbing it already.
This is about the point. If it was me down there, I'd be thinking, did I make the wrong career choice? This is not good.
Oh, Kayla's got her rib tied up now. This is
No
gonna be a
way to defend
stoppage here.
herself. She's got that arm pinned around.
Wow. Yeah, she doesn't want to go for a submission. She wants to start, or maybe she does. Give her
Oh, here we go.
She's got to jump to the other side.
Well, Kayla's IQ has increased dramatically since the first time we saw her fight. As you see her now trying to apply some jiu-jitsu moves, but good old-fashioned hammer fist in the mount will work just fine as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
So Charneski is going to give up the back.
Almost got the reversal, but now she's going to give up the back. Kayla did a nice job floating around her there, but staying on top. Half Nelson.
And she might slide into the straight armbar from here again, as we saw her doing at the Olympics.
Stretch that arm out, Charneski.
Using that half, trying to turn Charneski back over to face up position. It's a lot of pressure. Oop. Tell you what, Charneski is pretty fortunate to get out of that situation.
Right back to the judo toss.
Nice big throw.
Go to your base, and that's exactly what Kayla's done there. Moriel Charneski.
Full mount.
Oh,
she mounted all the way over the arm.
She can go to a triangle if she wants.
Topside triangle's there if she wants to try and take it. Charneski's going to get him back again and try and come out the back door.
We got the armbar.
There's the armbar attempt.
Is giving up the back door a better option, though?
Well, I mean,
rather than having Kayla mount you and pound you.
It's absolutely not the best option because she has 6 other options from there, but certainly better than laying there and getting punched in the face.
Yeah, Kayla repositions there. She was awfully high.
Stretched her out, did a nice job of using her hips.
And Charneski's just in a world of hurt. They're going to end this quickly if she can't defend herself.
Gotta find
and that is it. Kevin McDonald has seen enough. It is all over. Kayla Harrison remains the gold standard in the PFL.
Jasper Oliver's got the ref cam on. That minus 2,600 that Eve circled for us on the betting odds. That is the most significant betting advantage. The heaviest favorite we've had in Professional Fighters League Season 2. And I think by a significant stretch.
Very significant. I had to have somebody explain those things to me in the past. Minus 2,600 means you have to bet $2,600 on Kayla Harrison to win 100. That's how much she's the favorite.
Remember to keep in mind, if you're just tuning in, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. That's the magic number for Kayla Harrison to get a first-round finish if she wants the #1 seed in the women's lightweight playoffs. Morgan Frier in the silver and Kayla Harrison in the red.
And Frier circling on the outside because she wants Kayla to come to her and she wants to meet her with her fists.
Frier already doing a little bit of what we said, trying to stay away, but Kayla closes the distance, grabs her, and dumps her to her back. And now she's on the back of Morgan Frier, who looks to isolate an arm.
Let's tie up those hands. If those hands are free, they're going to go right up around her neck.
Punches raining down from Kayla Harrison. Harrison in season 1 had 3 first-round victories. Excuse me, 3 easy victories, I should probably call them. Clean victories in her first bout of the regular season this year. She faced the tough Larissa Pacheco, who's in our playoffs, and got a decision win. She was unsatisfied with it, and she rains down the power punches here and tries to put her hooks in.
Both hooks in now. Big trouble. Oh, Frier cleared a hook. That was very, very, very slick. Stepped right out of that hook.
Frier feels comfortable on the ground.
She may feel comfortable now. This is definitely not where she wanted to be with Kayla Harrison.
There's Sarah Kaufman, our current #1 seed, watching intently. Nice little friendly rivalry developing already between her and Kayla Harrison.
Now this is Sarah Kaufman with a ton of experience, almost 30 fights in her career.
Kayla's in side control here on Morgan Frier. Frier holding on to the neck here, Eve. Is that keeping her stuck on bottom?
That's definitely keeping her stuck on bottom, but she's grabbing onto that neck because Kayla is so deep on that underhook on that side. She doesn't really have anything else that she can do with that right arm, with her left arm.
Of note here, Kayla Harrison, that was the magic she needed to finish within 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So as soon as we hit 2:38, she can no longer secure the #1 overall seed.
Maybe she was being honest about not caring where she sits in the playoffs, just wants to be in there.
She said she's here to win, and that's the most important thing.
She's bringing heat right now, for sure.
Heavy punches from the
Big
top.
shots.
Clears the legs of Morgan Frier. Big punches from the top for Kayla Harrison.
And that was classic. That was textbook. Throw the legs to the side, use the same momentum to come back with a big punch.
To her credit, Morgan Frier did a good job of scrambling and moving on the bottom to minimize some of the damage that could happen from punches like that. And the left hand goes back to work for Kayla Harrison.
And that's one thing that I do appreciate and like about Kayla Harrison. For someone so young in the sport of mixed martial arts, she's confident and comfortable throwing both hands with power. She's not fighting to get her dominant hand to be the big punching hand.
She's close to that crucifix position that we've seen. Here's an Americana.
That's deep.
Oh, that's tight.
But Frier's turning into it.
Frier tapped. Too much for Morgan Frier. Kayla Harrison with a first-round finish. I saw Gray Maynard earlier.
Yep.
Nikita Krylov, Showtime, the party. Touch of the gloves here in women's lightweight semifinal action. Kayla Harrison in the red, Bobbi-Jo Dalziel in the black and gray.
Now, Bobbi-Jo said that she let Larissa Pacheco take her out of her game when she got taken down. She made a mistake, she had a mental lapse, and that took her out of her game. Let's see if Kayla gets one of these takedowns and Bobbi-Jo can stay focused.
Double underhooks for Kayla Harrison. Bobbi-Jo Dalziel back against the cage here. It is a different animal, even in grappling exchanges, dealing with someone who's this much taller.
It absolutely is. There's a lot of leverage in those long levers. A lot of things you can do to someone that's your size are out the window. They're hard to do.
But you got to imagine, at the weight class that Kayla competed in judo, she definitely had competed against some women that had some height on her.
No doubt about that.
She gets the trip and gets Bobbi-Jo Dalziel to her back. And now, this is her world. Kayla Harrison inside control on top of Bobbi-Jo Dalziel. In the fighter meetings, in our interview with Kayla Harrison, she said, I sometimes just have to remember, I'm the best female grappler in the world. We'll see if she puts that on display here.
Immediately advancing her position, climbing to better and better position as she goes here.
Doing a good job of controlling that right leg of Bobbi-Jo Dalziel. Dalziel making her work to keep her on the ground.
That's it. We're okay, yeah. Cover up. Got your chin.
Back to her feet is Bobbi-Jo Dalziel. Kayla Harrison attempts a knee. Nice work by Bobbi-Jo Dalziel to get back to her feet.
What Bobbi-Jo needs to do is take that left hand and punch that inside so that she can start to jack Kayla back up. Because Kayla beneath her, even though she's a taller woman, Kayla's going to be able to use those hips and throw some of that judo into the game. And that's going to put a lot of salt in the mix.
Harrison still working with double underhooks here against the cage. Bobbi-Jo Dalziel trying to soften up that body lock with some strikes.
You're doing well, Bobby. You're doing well. Good girl.
Tripped by Kayla Harrison. Hands once again inside control.
Get those elbows in. Get those elbows in. Good girl.
Dalziel's corner, you can hear them coaching, telling her to keep the elbows in. Ground and pound from Kayla Harrison.
They don't want Kayla to isolate one of those arms. She'll make a transition around that isolated arm and go for submission.
It's all right. That's it. Be calm. When she moves, you move.
Posting the forearm on the neck there is Bobbi-Jo Dalziel on her back. There's Ray Cooper III. Remember, for the men's welterweights, it's fight twice, win twice. Ray Cooper potentially staring at a rematch from last year's final.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. All those in. Protect yourself. It's all right.
More heavy right hands from the top by Kayla Harrison. Steps over to the mount. Bobbi-Jo Dalziel finds herself underneath. Heavy ground and pound from Kayla Harrison on top.
Bobbi-Jo's got to get Kayla down on her hips.
There's the
Armbar. Here comes a belly down armbar attempt. Bobbi-Jo Dalziel flips over. Thumbing out, and there's a tap. Kayla Harrison. First round armbar submission. And a date in the championship on New Year's Eve. It'll be a rematch between Kayla Harrison and Larissa Pacheco.
On the outside, guys, she looks calm, cool, and collected, but I can imagine her heart rate is probably up there.
You ready? Kayla, you ready? Let's go! So she went down to American Top Team. On the first day she was there, she got put in the ring with Amanda Nunes. And they went to war for a while. Amanda beat her up a bit. Amanda came to the
clinch.
Amanda came to the gym the next day and was asking, hey, asked Dan Lambert, hey, who's that girl who was here yesterday? She's a beast. she can live with, where's she gonna come down here? Yeah, she can live with me. She can
This
live
is
with
exactly where Kayla wants to be. Come in here, get her hands.
This is
Nice
not where
inside
she
trip.
wants to be.
Kayla Harris did a nice job. Pulled her off the fence, little quick inside trip, and put Brittney right on her back.
Boss, what's the hardest thing for Kayla Harrison making the transition from judo to now MMA?
Well, there is no gi. That's the thing. Everything needs to be a little bit more tight. But with her skills, it will be tight. And this, escaping the guard, because there's no submissions from the guard. Well, very hard.
Done a nice job getting across side, passing the feet of Brittney Elkin.
And that right there shows some experience in the gym, something that she's learned. She jumped into that half guard.
Doing a nice job of posturing up is Kayla Harris.
Does not look like punching's a problem for Kayla.
No, but did you look at her arms? They're bigger than mine.
Just raining down quick punches, efficient.
Kayla Harris doing a nice job of using that left whizzer over Elkin's arm to keep her in position. Tee her up right there.
3.5 minutes to go.
Good job with that whizzer. Nice transition.
She's got Elkin's back here. This is not a good place for...
That's a gold medal backpack you don't want on your back. As Kayla Harrison taking control of this one, Brittney Elkin said, I've got to keep this fight standing.
Now, Elkins has won some pretty big jiu-jitsu tournaments herself. At the brown belt level.
Kayla doing a nice job of stretching Elkins out. Trying to flatten her out. Softening her up with some punches.
And Elkin said she would be comfortable in the grappling situations, but she's being dominated right now.
Brittney Elkin doing a good job staying calm.
She's got to keep that jaw pushing against the left shoulder so that Harrison can't get underneath, because that will be the end.
And Harrison's looking for that choke.
Yep, she cannot put her chin up.
Elkin doing a nice job defending, protecting her neck, using that chin, not letting Kayla Harrison settle in.
We're halfway down, it's still on the ground.
And now she's gonna...
Let's see if
Kayla's
Harris is looking to transition to an armbar here. Watch the armbar transition coming here. She's going to step over the head and start to move to the armbar right here. Here it comes. She's going to force Elkin to have to roll over. Even if she's got to grab her ankle and force her to roll over. But she's got the arm trapped. Elkin showing some jiu-jitsu IQ here.
Yeah,
She's not following. Here's the roll. And here's the armbar attempt.
And judo girls
this
are
is
very good at
where
pulling this
Kayla
off.
Harrison lives, right here. Nice job, calm, composed, working it. Here it is, there it is.
Tap, and it's over. Kayla Harrison, golden in her debut.
Beautiful technique. She won every moment of that fight.
That was nice, setting it up with the hammer fist to the body, softening him up a little bit, and then go for the armbar, something she couldn't do in judo.
Mark Goddard will oversee the main event feature. Kayla Harrison, two-time champion in the blue, Martina Jindrová in the gray, looking to pull off a historic upset here in London. Touch of the gloves, Harrison in a southpaw stance.
Martina's showing a lot of footwork here, moving laterally, both left and right. A lot of feints.
She talked about the speed advantage she felt she had over all of Kayla Harrison's previous opponents. Could be a factor as Kayla tries to get the timing for that blast double.
Yeah, Martina went up to the mountains at high altitude in preparation for this fight. Looking very fast early on.
Short hook there from Martina Jindrová as Kayla Harrison tries to punch into range. Kayla catches a kick and muscles Martina Jindrová down to the mat. Immediately steps to side control.
Yeah, nice timing on that takedown. Goes right into side control. And this is the first. We're seeing Kayla with 2 knee wraps.
Stay off the cage like that. Toes out, please.
Oh, she's starting to tie up that arm, looking for that crucifix from side control.
Sitting out to the head of Martina Jindrová. Kayla Harrison works Martina's feet away from the barrier so the kickboxer can't kick off, create space, and try and stand up. Now all the way to north-south.
Oh, this is
She's isolating that arm.
Yeah.
Jindrová did a nice job of hipping hard to take that arm away from her. Oh. Harrison looking to knee ride. Maybe to climb in the mount. X into full mount.
There's the full pass. Legs laced in. Right hand goes to work.
Ground and pound coming.
Halfway through round number 1, Kayla Harrison, full mount position on Martina Jindrová.
It's a low mount by Kayla. She's binding in, trying to keep those hips in position. Now she's climbing a high mount. This is going to be a ground and pound position for her for sure. She's very, very slick at transitioning that arm bar from here too if you extend those arms too much.
Right hand goes to work through the middle of the guard, and there's
arm triangle.
Kayla Harrison clamping down.
She's got it tight. Look for the climb off mount. If she can get this locked in, she's got it locked.
And she just squeezes from the full mount position. Jindrová taps. Kayla Harrison, first round submission. Kayla Harrison in the blue trunks. Kaitlin Young in the gray. Harrison, the overwhelming favorite here.
First round, you ready?
Fighting to determine her seeding in the playoffs. She has to win to get there first. Kaitlin Young can spoil the party for Kayla Harrison with a victory. Southpaw stance for Kayla.
Don't put the fingers forward, Kayla.
You can see those live odds have swung even further in the favor of Kayla Harrison. Someone confident enough this week, though, a verified wager of $2.7 million on a Kayla Harrison win. Depending on exactly what odds they put that wager at, probably around a $100,000 payout. having risked $2.7 million. Kenny, that's a lot of confidence in Kayla's ability.
That's a lot of confidence and a lot of money, no doubt. Kayla keeps feinting with that left hand. She's disguising that left hand and potentially disguising that entry into a takedown as well. There it is.
There it is. Explosive power forward. Kayla Harrison runs through it, lands inside control, and immediately goes to work trying to grab the full mount.
And already doing a better job of showing more variety, disguising what she wants to do here in this fight against Kaitlin than she did in her first one against Genah.
In the women's lightweight standings, we showed you that Larissa Pacheco has already secured the #1 seed. If Kayla Harrison wants to avoid her in a semifinal, all she has to do is finish here.
She's trying to set up a crucifix. She's trying to put that right arm of Kaitlin Young between her legs where she can control. She also has the mount here if she wants to advance into that position. Now with the cage makes it a little trickier though.
Nice work here by Kaitlin Young, walking her feet along the cage. Now to a north-south position. Larissa Pacheco watching on. Kayla Harrison now taking the back, one hook in.
Kaitlin trying to turn and face her. This is a little bit better of a position for her. Kayla decides not to take the back, decides to just put Young on her back.
So Kayla's going to slide back into full mount.
She has that arm trapped as well, Randy.
That's got that wrist right on the far side. Now both hooks in. Young did a nice job getting that hook, getting rid of that last hook. Kayla did great on that double-legged. She trampolined off of the cage.
Right hand keeps pummeling down here. Referee looking on closely. He'll step in and stop it halfway through round #1 to the protest of Kaitlin Young. Kayla Harrison clinches a playoff spot with that quick 6 finish.
Round 1, you ready, Red?
Let's fight. Kick right up the top from Kayla Harrison. Morais comes back with a jab. Kayla Harrison southpaw stance. Grabs a hold of Mariana Morais. Couple of knees and now pressure against the cage.
Already able to get to the clinch and able to set it up with some nice strikes. And she's pressuring Morais up against the cage right now.
Now Morais has some judo experience, so she may not fall for some of the easier tricks that Kayla might try to pull.
Well, Kayla has an arsenal that goes way beyond the easy tricks. Right now, it's just a big body lock and dumps Morais right to her back. Kayla Harrison lands inside control.
Yeah, we saw some great off-balancing or kazushi that you see in judo. Ended up tripping Morais right into side control, now moving into mount.
She started to swing her one way, then changed directions, caught her off balance, and took her the other way to get her to the ground.
Heavy strikes from the top as Mariana Morais bellies out. Kayla Harrison not relenting, not letting up. The right hand coming down like a piston, and now the left. Copeland asking for more action, and that's enough. 90 seconds in, Kayla Harrison, quick 6, and a fast finish for the returning champion.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.